For leaving a negative review for a small business after my wedding. Stick to You. The hair company that my MIL hired for my wedding day last week did a fantastic job on everyone's hair. I left a very long, detailed, 2-star review. I will likely update it to 3 stars since I know that it's harsh. I very clearly stated in both the beginning and end of my review that I do recommend this company and everyone's hair looked amazing. However, one of the stylists was very rude to myself and embarrassed me by getting argumentative over their own mistake in front of my fiancé's family and my entire bridal party. For reference, my MIL paid for 11 girls and the bride, myself, 4 hair. I must have forgotten to give one name to the owner, who only gave the stylists a list of 10 names and the bride, missing one person. While this was partially my own mistake and the owner's for not clarifying, the way that it was handled was unprofessional to me. I am a very kind, non-confrontational person and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. When I first arrived to greet the stylists, neither recognized me as the bride, despite me having a trial with one of them and having a wifey sweatshirt on with very large lettering. I was not hurt by this, but this one stylist ignored me and finished her conversation with the other stylist saying, "The owner has never booked a wedding with just hair before, that's so weird. We always do hair and makeup?" The owner did tell me that she made an exception for me because it was last minute, and did clarify with me later that this stylist has been with her for 7 years and she had never received a complaint, and she had never booked a wedding with just hair. Regardless, I felt that this conversation was uncomfortable to have in front of the bride. I'm very glad it was me because I would have been more upset if it was any other person. The stylist had a negative tone when this happened. They then said they were ready for the bride and went back to talking. This is when I really realized they didn't know who I was. I told them I was ready and she said again, "We are ready for the bride," and I said I am the bride. The stylist who did my trial apologized for not recognizing me and we got started. The other stylist was huffy, did not small talk anyone in her chair, just did her job and moved on to the next person. Again, I wouldn't judge her for this normally, but given my initial interactions with her I was really put off, uneasy face. They were also an expensive vendor, and I feel like when you pay for this service you are also paying for the energy that comes with it the morning of your wedding. She then packed up her things after finishing a girl's hair, and I realized we had 2 left and the other stylist was still working on 1 girl. I asked if she was taking on 2 more and she said no, she only had 1. The stylist who has packed her bags got defensive saying she had finished the last person on her chart, that we only had 10 people on the last, etc. Keep in mind this was in a large room with all of my bridesmaids and fiancé family. Everyone got quiet and it really ruined the vibe. I then pulled out my portal and confirmed that my MIL had paid for 11 girls plus myself, so she unpacked her things and did another girl's hair. She never apologized for the mishap. My MIL was all concerned and it made the last 2 girls in her chair uncomfortable, one thinking she was there by mistake, the other uncomfortable getting in the chair given her attitude. I left the company a 2-star review afterwards with every detail of what went down. The owner emailed me and also responded publicly to my review saying that as a small business, they do not take bad reviews lightly. But I did recommend the business and said the hair was great. I just made it very clear that I didn't recommend the one person who made my morning of the wedding experience bad and made every girl in the room uncomfortable. The owner is saying she is remorseful and wants me to change the review, but I told her this was my experience and I am allowed to state that. I don't care if she's awesome every other time. She nearly ruined my morning and I had to push it to the back of my mind before I read private vows to my now husband. Ada? Should I continue to push back?